Alright, this is one of those videos you actually need to watch properly, because I'm not even joking. A lot of people are about to waste their coins on this pack, because when you first look at these new English League midfielders, everything looks perfect. Big names, crazy stats, clean play styles, Yaya Touré, Xabi Alonso, Thiago Alcântara, and immediately your brain just says, yeah, I need this. But slow down, because in eFootball, it's never just about stats. It's about how the player actually feels, how they move, how they fit your team. And I've seen this too many times. People spin, they pack a good card, and 2 days later, the player is sitting on the bench. So in this video, we're not doing hype. We're breaking this down properly. We're looking at how these players actually perform, what their play styles really mean in game, and whether they are truly worth your coins or just another good-looking trap. And trust me, by the end of this, you'll know exactly what to do. Let's start with the one everyone is talking about, Yaya Touré. Now, when I saw this card for the first time, I already knew what Konami was trying to do, because this is not just a midfielder. This is the type of player that changes how your entire team plays. Box to box. That alone already tells you everything. This is not a player that stays in one position. He's everywhere. 1 second, he's winning the ball in your half. Next second, he's already pushing forward like an attacker. And when you look at his stats, it starts to make sense why he feels like that. Defensively, he's solid. 95 defensive awareness, 93 tackling, 93 defensive engagement, 91 aggression. That's already enough for him to act like a proper defensive midfielder when needed. But then he doesn't stop there. 90 low pass, 89 lofted pass, so he can move the ball easily. And then you add 89 speed, 94 stamina. Yeah, now you understand why he never disappears in-game. This is the type of player that just keeps going. No matter the minute, no matter the situation, he's involved. And then you see his player skills, attack trigger and fortress, and that's when it clicks. Because attack trigger means he's not just sitting back, he will make runs, he will support your attack. And fortress, defensively, he becomes even more reliable. So what you basically have here is a midfielder that defends like a DMF, moves like a CMF, and occasionally attacks like an AMF. And I'm telling you right now, that kind of versatility, that's meta. And yeah, there's always a but. He's not a creative player. You're not using Yaya to unlock tight defenses with crazy passes. You're using him to dominate the midfield physically, to win duels, to control transitions. So if your playstyle is all about quick passing and creativity, you might not fully feel him. But if your midfield feels weak, if you're constantly losing second balls, if you need presence, yeah, this guy solves that instantly. Now, let's slow things down a bit, because the next player is the complete opposite, Xabi Alonso. And this is where a lot of people get confused, because when they see his stats, they think, okay, he's good, but maybe not as impactful. That's the mistake, because Xabi is not flashy. He's not running everywhere like Yaya. He's not dribbling past players like Thiago. But what he does, he controls the entire game. Orchestrator, and if you understand this playstyle, you already know how dangerous it is. He sits deep, he reads the game, and everything goes through him. And then you look at the passing, 98 low pass, 96 lofted pass. Yeah, this is elite. This is the type of player where you don't even think twice before passing. You just know it's going to reach, and then defensively, 94 defensive awareness, 98 defensive engagement, 93 tackling. So he's not just a passer, he can actually defend properly, which is rare for a player like this. And then you add phenomenal pass, and yeah, now it's getting serious. Because this is not normal passing anymore. This is the type of passing that breaks defensive lines instantly. You see a run, you press pass, and somehow the ball just finds its way through. That's what makes him special. But again, he has weaknesses. He's not fast. He's not aggressive like Yaya, so if the game becomes chaotic, if it turns into end-to-end football, he might struggle to keep up physically. But if you're someone who likes controlling the game, keeping possession, building attacks patiently, this is your guy. He won't dominate physically, but he will dominate mentally. Now we move to Thiago Alcântara. Now this one? Yeah, this one is for the people that love football, not just winning. Because this card, this is pure technique, whole player, which already tells you he's not staying deep like Xabi. He's not running everywhere like Yaya. He's finding spaces and attacking them. And then you look at the stats, 99 ball control, 96 dribbling, 100 tight possession. That's ridiculous. This is the type of player where the ball feels glued to his feet. You receive under pressure, what you turn, you glide past defenders, and suddenly, you've created space out of nothing. And then, 100 low pass, 98 lofted pass. So after beating players, he still delivers perfect passes. And that's where he becomes dangerous. Because he doesn't just pass, he creates the opportunity first, and then you add visionary pass. And now defenders are in trouble because he sees passes that most players don't. He finds angles that shouldn't exist. And that's why he feels so smooth in game. But again, he's not perfect. Physically, he's weak compared to Yaya. Defensively, he's not reliable. So if you lose the ball, don't expect him to win it back. He's not that type of player. He's there to create, to attack, to entertain. So now we have 3 midfielders, all elite, all completely different. And this is where people make the biggest mistake. They try to compare them directly, but you can't because they're not competing for the same role. Yaya dominates, Xabi controls, Thiago creates. That's the difference. So the real question is not who is the best. It's who do you actually need? If your midfield feels weak, if you're getting bullied, if you can't win the ball consistently, Yaya is your answer. If you struggle to control games, if your passes feel inconsistent, if you can't build attacks properly, Xabi is your answer. And if your attack feels predictable, if you can't break defenses, if you need creativity, Thiago is your answer. But let's be real for a second. In the current meta, physical presence matters a lot. And that's why, if we're talking about overall impact, Yaya Touré is the most effective. Because he fits almost every team. He solves multiple problems at once. And that's something very few players can do. So, are they worth your coins? Here's the honest answer. Yes, but only if you know what you're doing. Because this is not a pack where every player fits every team. If you spin blindly, you might get a great card that doesn't fit your playstyle at all. And then it feels like a waste. But if you choose correctly, if you understand what your team needs, then yeah, this pack can upgrade your midfield massively. So before you spin, ask yourself one simple question. What is my team missing? Answer that, and you'll know exactly who to go for. Because at the end of the day, it's not about having the best players, it's about having the right ones. If this helped you, drop a like, subscribe for more updates, and tell me in the comments, which one are you going for? I'll see you in the next one.